Diane and I are both traditional Christians. We actually do not worship in the same church, but we believe in the same Jesus Christ, the same gospel, and our views are very traditional in that regard. This matters because I want to talk about the spirituality in this novel. So one of the things that we always seek to be aware of is how spirituality is presented in the novel and what that may be suggesting to the reader, especially a reader who might be young and may not be very well versed in how spirituality looks in other traditions outside of their own, and so what kind of influence that spirituality might have on a young reader. I personally am a philosophy and theology double major from Hillsdale College, so I did study this quite extensively, and I'm an English minor. So you can see that I have spent a great deal of time reading the classics and understanding them both from a literary perspective and from a spiritual perspective, both at Hillsdale College and the University of Oxford. So I offer all of that simply as context to explain that one of the things that is deeply unsettling about this series is the Victorian spirituality that is present. Now, I understand it's a Victorian setting, so of course the religion would be the Victorian spirituality, but our young readers may not know what that entails. So they might not be able to understand that what is going on is incongruous with Christianity, even though in this novel, especially by Hawkes's participation in it, it feels like you can be a Christian and believe in fairies. No, that is not inside of traditional Christian point of view. And so Victorian spirituality was a very real thing from its time. It has its basis in the occult, and today's New Age movement is a descendant of it. And so authors like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of Sherlock, genuinely believed in ghosts and fairies and things like that. In this novel, we see an utter fascination with palm reading, with the neighborhood ghosts, and I understand that in the early books these seem to be presented as comedies, but as the series progresses, it becomes less comedic and more essential. In fact, Emma is very deeply unsettled by the older gypsy and thinks that there is real truth, a possibility of real truth in her prophecy. So this is something that as moms or grandmas or guardians or librarians, you may just wish to be aware of this deep non-Christian spirituality inside these